And welcome back to another episode of the Fake Friends podcast. It's JD, it's Skip, trying to get just another one out as soon as possible, because why not? Be more consistent with consistent convos.
Yeah, but consistent convos.
Yeah, it's not too long since the last episode we put out. So how are we doing?
Not too bad, man.
Good.
Bad. It's not a bad day. It's blue skies, a little cloudy. Got some rain coming in a little later. But carrying on the theme, baseball's still great. It's like I get to turn on SportsCenter and see baseball highlights. I can turn on like MLB Network, watch a baseball game. Doesn't get much better than that. Doesn't get much better. Honestly, and for me, it's quite as kept. Basketball has always been one of my favorite sports, if not the favorite. So like it's basketball playoff time. Being able to consume playoff basketball and baseball at the same time is like one of the best times of years. So it's pretty cool. Not too much to complain about. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on that end of the world?
Oh, same old nonsense. It's good that the weather's warming up. April, tough month, but it only brings warmer days. Like you said, yeah, baseball highlights everywhere. Speaking of baseball, dude, made an absolute fucking blockbuster trade in one of my fantasy leagues today. Dynasty league, dude. So this is a little reckless. It might seem one-sided to a degree, but it's a dynasty keeper league. You get to keep, I think, like 8 people.
Keep the guys, yeah.
And I just entered the league this year, so it's like, it's you want to try to build your team for the now and the future at the same time when you just start out. And then as like you get prospects that turn into studs, and you're keeping them. So I traded Mike Trout, Lourdes Gurriel, Blue Jays, Cabrian Hayes, and Jose Urquidy, the pitcher for the Astros, and an 8th round pick in the draft next year for Carlos Carrasco, Tariq Skubal, Jared Kelenic, Pete Alonso, and a 6th round draft pick next year. Very even trade.
Not bad.
Nope.
I don't think Mike Trout stays healthy ever again in his career to play a whole season. So that was a good trade.
Yep.
I know he's hurt right now. Freakishly. Would he wear one off the hand?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like.
Yeah, so here's my thought on that. On just why I said that. I want to kind of I don't want to say that with just empty context on why I don't think he'll stay healthy. I don't think his body is going to allow him to as he gets older. So, the health, the index that they use to judge people's weight and overweight or obese, the BMI, body mass index thing. I think Mike Trout's listed at 6'2", 225, 230. Based on the chart that they use to judge obesity in America, Mike Trout's obese. That's a lot of weight to carry on a 6'2" frame. You know what I mean? And perform at a high level. Now, granted, it's not necessarily unhealthy weight to carry, but that's still it's hard to maintain. That's why somebody like LeBron James has done at his size. And as you see, it's starting to catch up to him in his late, 30s, where he's kind of out more often than not. It's just hard to stay healthy as you get older and you're carrying a lot of weight on your body and you're beating it up and the style of play. It's very hard to stay healthy. And so I think Mike Trout's at that point in his career where he's going to year in and year out deal with not prolonged or serious injuries, but he's just going to miss time, and it sucks because somebody like him, it's not like he's had a Jeterist career in terms of team success. But I'd say, if I was in a position to trade Mike Trout for future talent, I absolutely would.
And that was kind of the idea. It's the person that got those players is in a better position to win now. I mean, anything can happen in fantasy. I mean, who's to say that some of the pieces I have can't overachieve this year and whatever it is. Fantasy baseball is ran by pitching, but in most leagues. But it's just it's so tough to stay healthy. And that's what's not to go too off topic, but that's what's cool about Albert Pujols, who his best days are behind him. He's not an athlete, really. I mean, he never was a spectacular, quick, nimble cat, but, he's obviously a little more mobile in his prime. I mean, but What's crazy is, dude, you see this dude out there hustling. He's playing,
running out doubles.
his heart is a 20-year-old bull. It's so cool, though. It's so cool. Trying to steal third from second. I mean, obviously, yeah, you don't steal third from first, but you know, yeah, it is. It's tough, and it's just fucking bad luck sometimes. Like freaking,
it is. Like I mean, Mike Trout's injuries right now. He wore one off the hand.
It's not his fault.
You know, like I mean, sure, he could have got out the way. He could have got out the way a lot better than that, but. Sometimes you just react and you wear one off the hand.
You just get locked in. You just get locked.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you're ready to hit, it's hard to remove, react the right way in that sense. So shit happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I think I do think it's going to be interesting looking back at Mike Trout's career, for how much praise he's gotten in his 10 years he's had so far with his 10-year career. If he does play another 6 to 7 years to like a 17-year career, I don't think he's going to stay healthy as well. And he's going to have tough staying on the field. How that
tough for him to play over 100
career
games.
numbers. So, I mean, shit, he might barely hit 500. I think he
seriously, because I mean,
health. Like he totally
think about it.
Right.
It's going to be tough for him to play, I think, over 120 games a year for the next 5 years. That's going to be hard.
You're going to hear them say, oh, Mike Trout didn't hit 500 home runs, but his career he had in that 8 years was better than anything we've seen. You know what they're going to say? They're going to, he deserves it.
They're going to compare like an 8-year span to like a Bonds 20-year span and be like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mike Trout had 3 great years, Hall of Fame, like obviously he has more than that, but that's what they're going to do because
media loves it. Media sucks. Would you say media is going to media, right? That's what you said the other day. Yeah, media is going to media.
That's a t-shirt that's never coming out, but just be ready for it. Media going to media. Speaking of which, dude, I guess Kyrie Irving had a fun time in game 1. I don't know if we talked about this. Flipping off.
No, we didn't. And I wanted to.
Because he's the man. Let me just say this real quick. First of all, sports needs villains. Not trying to say he is a villain, but guys that just don't give a fuck. And you know what, dude? They try to make it seem like
Kyrie. Or just stand on something. Yeah. Kyrie Irving stands up for what he believes in no matter where he's at.
Imagine just like flipping someone off, dude, and you get fined 50. Like it's the dumbest thing ever.
$50,000. You just got fined somebody's annual salary because you gave someone the finger.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did you just randomly give someone the finger, you gave someone the finger who was heckling you. So like, here's my opinion on that. Professional athletes deal with fans who come and support them and who come to distract them, who come to root against them, who hope they don't succeed. That's been the nature of sports and entertainment for years to be. Are athletes not allowed to respond? Because when they respond in a positive light, it's encouraged. When they dap up the guy after they make a 3 and they dap up the random guy on the floor, it's encouraged. That's cool. When they communicate or talk with the player, with the fan in between timeouts and dead balls, that's cool. But when they respond with the same energy that they're receiving, it's not acceptable.
Yeah, well, because they have to be perfect at all times. And honestly, it's so fucking boring, dude. I'm telling you right now, if I was a pro athlete, they wouldn't know how to handle me because I would be such a villain, but like the fans would love me. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Fans, well, obviously like the younger kids, because I would sign every autograph in the world and take every picture. But like guys heckling me, like, dude, we've been to games when people say stupid shit. I literally turn around and be like, dude, you're a fucking boop. Like hard F.
Too late. Late beat.
And they'd be like, so and so is a fucking, he hates fucking,
But my thing is that like you said, they got to be perfect. But
I lied. Hold on real quick. What I would do, especially if I was a baseball player and I was on the road getting heckled, I would get up to the plate, hit an absolute fucking nuke, like a ball probably about 490 feet easily. And then I'd get home, cross home plate. I'd go right to the person that's right heckling me, obviously in the first few rows. I'd point him out and I'd just huge, giant DX suck it chops right to him. And the team would just be like, well, that's what's going on. And then all the kids would be like, why is my favorite player doing that? And I'd be like, that means fuck yeah. You know what I mean? It's like these people are crazy, dude. They really are. Remember we were at the Rockies Giants game and they're heckling.
I thought somebody was going. Yeah, go ahead.
They were heckling Story and Arenado saying the dumbest shit.
They were sitting like right behind us.
I was like, Hey, that's not coming from us. I think you're fucking nasty.
Yeah, that was like right behind us, I think, or something. Those guys were weird though. They also wanted to just be seen on TV.
Yeah, so they can do fucking fake sexual gestures.
Yeah, weirdos. I just feel like athletes, professional athletes, any sport, they should be able to respond to people like their fans who pay money to come watch them play.
Right.
Get that. Fans have to be, and we're seeing it more now than ever, right? Like we saw LeBron literally point out a fan and get him kicked out the stands for something that the fan said. Like, if the athlete has that much control over the type of heckling they receive, why do they get fined when they respond to the heckling?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like there seems to be like there's a line that can't be crossed when it comes to certain athletes. There's a line that can't be crossed when it comes to certain things being said to certain athletes. If you're gonna there shouldn't be no gray area. It should be free game.
It should be free game. Absolutely.
It should be free game, but on both sides. And right now it's kind of like right now it's like subject. It's like case to case. Like no, that was inappropriate, Kyrie. You should have turned around and said "fuck you" instead of flipping them off. Well, why does it? You know what I mean? Like there's no gray area in terms of the type of way I interact with fans.
Because the whole point of a heckler is to say the most reckless and stupidest shit to get under your skin, so they acknowledge you and that you.
That heckler just wants acknowledgement.
That's it. So it's like the best thing for anyone to do is to just pretend like it's not even there, as hard as it is. But if you do in the moment, choose to engage.
Well, and here's the thing.
No one's in the wrong. I think it's great. I love both.
Thing. That heckler, like the fan's night was made when he actually just responded to him.
Right.
Because the fan just wants the interaction with the professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when it's positive, it's all good. It makes them feel special when they react to him, even if it's negative. So like, I don't understand why he was fined. I mean, maybe the gesture was inappropriate, but I think the message that sends is just
imagine
terrible.
Double middle fingers, dude. And he did it behind his head. It's not like he looked at him
when he didn't even look at the you know what I mean?
Went like that.
Yeah.
Stupid, dude. Well, that's the NBA for you. They're like, oh, dude,
yeah,
we can't have any
righteous league.
I'm Adam Silver. I'm fucking weird looking. I'm probably an alien, and yeah. But excuse me. It's just I just think they completely changed their whole attitude of how they handle players and fan reactions after the malice at the palace.
Very true.
I think that really changed. They're like, God
forbid,
true.
Our players somebody happens again, something like that. Yeah,
look juvenile or something like this. So stupid. Yeah. So stupid. People want bad guys, dude. They just don't know it.
You need people like me.
That's right.
You need people like me. I wish I remember the whole quote. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna find that quote actually.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you do. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like guys who kind of keep it, how it is, they call it how they see it. It's just nothing but, it's just the best, dude. And I just feel like players are afraid to really speak their mind because of the backlash, branding and all this stupid shit. But we need more villains in sports. Man, there's nothing better.
It's necessary.
And it's not even so much about playing dirty or anything like that. It's just more so just.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is appropriate or like we can actually do it, but I'm doing it.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what I make you?
Good.
Good?
You're not good.
You're not good. You just know how to hide.
And lie.
So real.
It's so
real, dude. That's just going on the beginning of a song, and that's
It needs to. It already did. It was on Julio Santana mixtape from like 7 years ago.
I don't give a fuck. It's going on the fucking one of our songs.
But no, the sentiment of that is very true. Like you said, villains are necessary. I mean, there just shouldn't be any gray area in terms of how how that response is, or how they interact is. I feel like he got fined, and like $50,000 seems so cheap to a guy making millions of dollars to the outsider, but like that's 50 grand and he just has to pay for it. Nothing.
Right. So stupid. I'd tell the NBA league, I'm like, yeah, I'll pay that over my years of service in the. I'll give you $100 next week. Fuck you.
Straight up. Like,
I'm paying that in bulk.
I'm paying that in bulk. That's a joke.
Yeah, fuck out of here. Oh, if you miss your payment from your fine, we're gonna have to suspend you. Be like, fuck you. Yeah, dude. They play tonight. I'm assuming it's gonna be rocking, and I love it.
Tonight should be a good one tonight.
Good one. And continuing on, maybe a little basketball news. Devin Booker, start.
Yeah, man. I had the Suns picked to, like I said, win it all.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nothing major. He's tough, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I know he's a key component to that team. I still wouldn't count them out. Chris Paul knows how to win, even though he hasn't won a ring. He makes his whole team better, and they have they're too good of a team. They're too good of a team, in my opinion, to fizzle out. Surprised they lost, but I'm sure him being hurt last night kind of gave the other team a little bit more of a swing and momentum. You know what I mean? Especially coming out in the second half, and they gave them some hope. But I think they bounced back. I still think the Suns go to the Western Conference Finals, and even if they play the Warriors, it wouldn't surprise me if the Suns win.
Well, one thing that's always been consistent with basketball too, when it comes to playoff time, is your role players win you games. Now, Absolutely. I understand the superstars do. I'm not trying to act like they don't, but what I mean is you win games based off if your role players show up on the road, because at home they're expected to show up. So when you're only running a 7 deep roster because you only want certain, guys to play more minutes, dude, that 6th and 7th man, if they step up and make plays and contribute, and
that's what I mean by the Suns still being a good team. Devin Booker goes down. Chris Paul, that coach who's won 2 years in a row, Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Hey, next man up. Hey, It's on you. And that's what, you're in a league of elite professionals. They're not just they're not just weaker or don't have a chance because one of their stars goes down.
Remember that time, not to throw it completely off topic from the NBA, but remember that time when the Warriors got rid of Monte Ellis because they had Steph Curry, and everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. They just traded their best player. Steph Curry ain't no Monte. Monte
Ellis was a Warriors favorite.
We were all like, what the fuck?
And it's like, how do you let go of Monte Ellis? And that's because nobody saw the future.
Yeah, especially not KR.
Yeah, Land Shark. Nobody saw the future. But hey, man, sometimes it pans out that way. I did want to touch on the heckling one more time, because remember I sent you the kid from Philly. Boom. So fans are cruel, right? He makes 3 errors and he makes a routine play and they give him a standing ovation. He turns around and is like, I hate this place or something.
I hate this fucking place. Such a movie situation. You're like, you're having a bad game and the fans are getting in your ass and you're just like, fuck this place.
Yeah, but it seems like the media is going to media. They highlight that. They highlight that. And they just were like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I just don't think that, from an athlete's perspective, your job is to go out there and play the game. Fans are going to be fans. Fans are going to do what fans do. Deal with them how you please. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's nothing new.
Oh, if I was a pro athlete, dude, and I was just in a rut and I knew it, and I was getting interviewed after the game in the locker room, talk about the fans booing you, all this shit. I'm like, you serious, dude? I fucking suck right now, and I expect them to show up and lay into me. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'd boo me too. I need to figure it out. Yeah,
don't do what Baez and Lindor did last year when they say I don't even know what they said in the press conference. All I know is it was the most terrible thing you could do as an athlete.
That's what they're doing. They're like, every time we're
gonna grow some balls. Yeah. You're gonna boo fans. You're gonna boo the fans. Okay, guy.
That pay to come see you and you're shitting on them. They're fucking. It's actually kind of funny. Now that I think about it, it's actually wicked funny.
Grow up. I just feel like you're not supposed to allow them to affect you that much.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
Real pussified, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely some soft skin in sports these days. They expect everyone to cater to them, and You can't do that. You can't say this. You know what, dude? Fuck you.
Honestly, I can do whatever I want to do.
Yeah. Personally, I'm over that phase of heckling because I just appreciate talent that much. But if I want to show up front row to a game and just go, hey, buddy, fuck you. Like,
well, so I was explaining, I went to one of my brother's games, one of his last games, and they had like it was on the road. And so the home team's fan came and sat like behind their bench to like heckle one of their players. So I went and sat right next to the fan that was coming to heckle like my brother's team. And I was in his ear every time my brother's team was doing something good. And it was like, they don't understand where we come from. We come from an empty gym and having a roster of volleyball players and opposing basketball players and knowing their full name, families' names, brothers, mothers' names, and sitting front row and heckling where everybody in the gym can hear us. Like there was a time where that was fun at a level, but like, if I'm going to a professional game, like you said, I'm just there to enjoy I'm not there to like get a reaction from a professional athlete. So like those guys, like we were explaining, those guys that were the game behind us, if that's what someone chooses to do as a fan, like so be it. If you're an athlete, you should already understand, like they just want your reaction to begin with.
Right. Oh, I know for sure. Like, back in my heckling days now, I would totally be like banned from school.
I'd be in jail.
I'd be doing gender comparisons and shit.
Yeah, we'd probably be in jail.
I'm pretty sure like we used to fucking go at it with like other fans because they didn't like our fucking. They used to be like, I can't believe you said that.
So if we were heckling a females volleyball team, basketball team, a males basketball team, I know for a fact we called females male names. Like
100%.
We augmented their name and turned it into a male name.
Yeah, like if her name was like Maria, we'd be like Mike. Yeah. And we'll just be like, I don't know.
We definitely knew every one of the you couldn't come to our terrible you couldn't come to our place and have a sister and that be listed on the roster because we would definitely know her name if you were on the basketball team.
Oh yeah. It was a wrap.
It was a wrap. Like, you said
I'm
things
pretty sure we like congratulate them. Like they made us like, that's a wonderful play. You are killing it tonight. Yes. Yeah, it's like they just passed the ball out of bounds. You're like, unbelievable awareness. Like you just like you satirically trash them. You know what I mean? They just did, dude. I'm telling you.
And in my opinion, the good athlete, they laugh it off.
You just shrug it off. Yeah.
The unfazed athlete just laughs it off.
Because my thing was, well, first off, I do want to say I can't remember what team it was. I'm pretty sure we're at a men's basketball game for our college, and the other fans were getting mad at like me and you for like saying shit. I'm like, dude, first of all, I'll fucking kill you right now. Like. Metaphorically, obviously, like we can fucking throw down. I don't give a shit. I'm 20 and invincible, so
let's fight. I can't lose.
I can't lose. But my mentality was, well, our team fucking sucks, so I need to give them home court. Let's just show up right away. It was like, let's go. Like the arena was quiet. Like we rolled up.
It was quiet. It was like quiet.
I was like, the super sections here. Like, yeah, we're bringing it. You know,
we're bringing it,
dude. Yeah. I got kicked out of a fucking town league. Me and Justin got kicked out of a town league soccer game. We were in like fucking high school, dude. We didn't say one. That's how legendary like our heckling is. We didn't even say one swear word, dude. We stood behind the net, behind the goalie, and complimented them on everything they did wrong. And the goalie complained. And the ref said, hey, you guys got to go. We said, hey, we didn't say anything wrong. We just said when they didn't make a save, like, get them next time, huh? They kicked us out. We're like, dude, we just got kicked out of a town league game.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So soft these days.
Our friends were just like, our friends on the team were just like head down, like, this is so embarrassing. Our friends
so soft these days.
Got kicked out of a soccer game.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know.
Dude, I remember we were playing in Hawaii Hilo. And one of the, I think it was actually a part of the school was just riding Kenny Rollins. And I want to say was riding me at some point on some place, but was just riding Kenny Rollins. And dude, it was so funny. And Kenny was just like looking over like, and then eventually he was like, yeah, man, it's kind of funny. Like, like, and the guy eventually was just kind of like, hey man, I'm so-and-so. I just like coming here to have a good time. Don't take it personally. But it was just so funny though, because that guy was just like riding, like it couldn't, like you could, like if you jogged out to your position, I was like, "Hey, welcome back." You know what I mean?
You're back here again.
You're back here again. Wow, I can't believe that you're back. Yeah, it's like shit like that. You're like, "Shut the fuck." Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
So basically, like heckling's great, and it should be.
It should be encouraged. And my thing is like, you should be able to interact as an athlete. You should be able to interact with them however you want. Well, if that's negatively, let it be negative, because that's the real world. And that's, I will say, and then we can wrap after this. I will say I agree with athletes on this sentiment. Like, you've heard multiple athletes get up on the podium after some like fan interaction or whatever and say, you know, if I was on the street, these people wouldn't say this to me. They wouldn't say this to my face if we were walking past each other in a Starbucks. And that's very true. Very true. And so like, we're not on the street. We're not walking past Starbucks. If they're going to interact with me in that fashion, in this environment, let me interact with them in the same way.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, sure, they're trying to avoid a malice in the palace, but who was initially in the wrong?
Right.
A fan threw something at a player.
Oh, I know.
You get what I mean? So it's not like players are.
Ron Artest is the fucking man for that. Anyway.
Yeah, like it's not like players. It's not like players go out on the court and pick a fan out and say, "Hey, fuck you."
Right.
They respond.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just simply respond.
Yeah, because that's why, like, dude, it's just.
To find the, like you said, silver league, to find Kyrie for that is just.
And heckling does happen in like every sport besides football, because I feel like the players can't hear anyone because they're so far away.
They're so far away.
So, but I mean, in like hockey, maybe
tough.
Close to the boards.
Yeah.
Like I think hockey gets heckled the most is by the benches and the penalty box. That's
penalty box for sure. Yeah.
Remember that time where dude, it was years ago. Guy from the Maple Leafs. I know you got to go. This dude named Ty Domi fucking pulled a fan into the penalty box from heckling him and just started laying into him, dude.
So first of all, I would just say this. If I went to a hockey game, which I've never been, I'm definitely going soon. I wouldn't heckle a hockey player because they're psychos.
Yeah.
They are crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy. Like
hockey players, and contrary to popular belief, hockey players are like probably some of the most in shape athletes that there are. So I wouldn't heckle a hockey player to the point where like they're gonna look for me in the parking lot unless I was ready to throw down.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. I want to say the fan was squirting water on him or something, so he was squirting him back, and then eventually he was like leaning over the glass. You just pulled him in, dude. It was
see, and that's my thing. Like, words are words. So if a fan's gonna say some stuff to get under your skin, and I choose to acknowledge it, let me acknowledge it how I want. Let me acknowledge it and say, "Hey, shut the fuck up." Let me acknowledge it and flip them off. Let me acknowledge it and say something back to them to get under their skin because they're in the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If a fan's gonna physically do something to me, I'm supposed to just stand there and let water get squirted on me or let a beer get tossed on me.
So stupid.
I just think that's not realistic, in my opinion, whether I'm an athlete on the court or not. So yeah, man. That sums that up though. Heckling should be encouraged. And maybe we'll title it this one.
Yeah, pro heckling.
Pro heckling.
We heard from like, it's a dude, heckling's fucking sick, dude. Yeah. Show up to your local sports team, support them, rip on the opposite team, make them cry, get in trouble with the parents, say some offensive shit. You know?
Athletes should be able to heckle back in the moment.
I loved hecklers, dude.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, just like you should be able to say stuff back.
Yeah.
You know?
What
are you gonna do?
With that, we could wrap it up till next time. Nice little quick convo. We didn't really get to everything today because I thought earlier we had a nice little convo about torturing yourself, about not going to the gym. I thought it'd been a nice little conversation.
Great segue though. We'll double up sometime this week.
Yeah.
And we'll touch on that.
Yeah. Little gym mentality, life mentality.
Yeah.
But that's it. If you don't have a die on the hill, you can sign off.
I'm dying on the hill that as an athlete, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say to a fan and not get fined for it. You should be able to, just like you said, I should be able to, I know I got to go, but who cares? You should be able to honestly, Kyrie should have turned around and gave him the suck it sign. If I knew I was going to get fined for it, I'd have been like, hey, suck it.
DX
Big
shop.
X.
I'm telling you.
Big X.
Shop, dude. Fuck yeah.
Straight up. You should be able to do that. I'm dying on that hill. Like, let me become the commissioner of the league. I'm encouraging players, hey, interact with the fans more often. Make it a more immersive experience. This is reality. You know, you guys are human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'd tell fans to meet me in the parking lot. I'd go, hey, meet me in the parking lot.
It's called home field advantage. That's what a home field advantage is. Heckling.
Heckling.
Oh man, I don't want to play there. They're gonna talk shit the whole game. It's gonna throw me off my fucking game.
Yeah.
They apparently know my whole fucking family's names.
I will say this too. I know I gotta go. It's like the fifth time I say it, but I don't understand heckling. Great, like good play. There's some players that are too good to be distracted.
No, yeah. You don't motivate them.
You don't motivate them.
You reverse psychology.
You heckle the guy that you realize it doesn't even believe he's good.
Yeah.
You heckle that player. You know?
Like the best player on the team, you when they do something great, you go, okay, he came to play today.
That was nice.
That
was nice. I like that.
That's what we expect.
I like that. Let's
That's what we
go.
expect from you. Yeah.
Do it again. Do it again. You know? But yeah.
Let you go.
All right, man.
All right, take it easy.
Why can't we be friends?